name's Keith Isles, and welcome to Home Media Minefield, helping you with information to navigate the complexities of home cinema and home media entertainment. And in today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing the Blu-ray release of Quantum of Solace, the 2008 James Bond movie starring Daniel Craig. Now, this movie is available on physical media worldwide, and from what I can tell, the contents are exactly the same whether you're buying the 2-disc DVD, the single-disc Blu-ray, which is the one I'm reviewing, or the single-disc 4K UHD. It is, of course, available individually, but also as parts of various James Bond collection box sets. Now, first up with the picture quality. This film was shot on 35mm film with a 2K digital intermediate. And here on Blu-ray, the 1080p picture is crisp and vibrant and presented in its original aspect ratio. Now, this movie has a slightly different visual style to its predecessor, with much more erratic camera moves and quick cutting, and actually transfers quite nicely on this home media release. Now, the 4K UHD that is out there, of course, benefits from the high dynamic range, but of course is a 4K upscaling. So opinions might vary as to whether the upgrade from the Blu-ray is a significant one. I can't argue that 4K always benefits from high dynamic range, whether it's full 4K or upscaled. But in this particular instance, I think the Blu-ray picture is just fine. Onto the audio. Once again, this supports a 5.1 master audio mix. Again, on my system, there was some decent separation in the action sequences, and my subwoofer really kicked in with the explosions on the sub bass. Now, even if you do upgrade to the 4K UHD version, you are getting the same 5.1 soundtrack. There isn't a 7.1 or a object-based 3D immersive soundtrack like a Dolby Vision or DTS-X. This seems to be the case currently with the Daniel Craig releases on 4K. Once again, I can't really criticize the audio for this release. Onto the special features for this film, and this is where this one's a little light compared to some of its counterparts. Now, I don't know whether that had anything to do with the fact that the production of this was somewhat rushed, as it was trying to fill a window and beat both a writer's and an actor's strike that was going on at the time. And I'm not sure if that is why there are limited special features on this release. So unfortunately there are no commentary tracks on this, which is a shame, as I'd have loved to have heard a commentary by director Mark Foster for this. But currently on all of the releases available, that isn't there. I'm hoping on future releases they might do a retrospective commentary track to go along with the film, because I do believe there's some interesting production history and stories to go along with this particular movie. What you do get on the special features side are a number of featurettes and some crew vlogs, which I'll break down now for you. First up, you get the music video of Another Way to Die by Jack White and Alicia Keys. And then you get a 25-minute promotional featurette called Bond on Location. Now, even though this isn't particularly long, it is quite nice because it does include quite a lot of behind-the-scenes footage, as well as interviews with the main cast and crew. They talk about setting this film up as a direct follow-on from Casino Royale, and the fact that director Mark Foster wanted to shoot as much as possible on real locations. They show behind-the-scenes footage of locations from London to Panama that was doubling for Bolivia in this film, to second unit shooting in Mexico for the aircraft dogfight. We also get some footage from Italy of the opening car chase, and behind the scenes at the observatory in Chile for the finale. Now, after this featurette, you get a series of 3-minute featurettes, which essentially use a lot of the same footage from this, from the same interviews, with perhaps a little bit more detail on specific areas. And they break down as follows. Start of shooting with interviews with Mark Foster and Daniel Craig. On location, where they talk about the importance of location actually being a character in these films. The boat chase, which is a more detailed look at this and how the role of the Bond girl has changed. And this short featurette focuses mainly on Olga Kurilenko, who is the main Bond girl in this film. It shows how she trained for the role, and it shows behind the scenes of the boat chase. Next is director Mark Forster. He talks about what a Bond film means to him and what he wants to bring to the film. And then probably the most interesting out of these is the music, which looks at composer David Arnold coming up with ideas for the score of this and some of the recording sessions with the orchestra. But as I said, these featurettes total only 20 minutes, some of which was covered in the previous longer documentary. In addition to this, you get 2 theatrical trailers, and you also get 45 minutes of crew files. These are essentially web blogs that appeared on the website during the actual production of this. And it's quite nice because rather than the main crew and heads of department, you get to hear from a lot of the below the line crew working in departments across everything from pre-production through to post, as well as some on-set stories. But essentially, all of this added together comes to about 90 minutes of bonus material all in all. But there's quite a bit of repetition here, so it's not as comprehensive as I would have liked. So in terms of conclusion here, I actually don't think Quantum of Solace is a bad movie at all, and it's nicely presented here on Blu-ray. I just wish there had been a bit more in terms of bonus material and features. So for the picture on this, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. Obviously the 4K UHD benefits from the high dynamic range, but the picture on this Blu-ray is decent. For the audio, I'm also going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. Again, the 5.1 soundtrack is quite dynamic. However, I'm expecting future releases to include a Dolby Atmos or DTS-X track. And for the special features, I'm only actually going to give this a 2 out of 5. What is here is okay, but there's just simply not enough of it. So that brings the total Quantum of Solace score to a 9 out of a possible 15. I'd love to know what you think about Quantum of Solace and whether you think I'm being fair about the scoring for this release. Please put that down in the comments below. And if indeed you did find this video helpful, then please give us a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and remember to hit that bell icon for more reviews on physical media releases from everybody's favourite secret agent. Bye for now.